For President 2020, here's why. It was revealed today that since the Democrat Party knows they can never beat the Republicans in the arena of ideas, they once again are planning to win by using the race card. Former President Barack Hussein Obama and some of his trusted advisors, two of whom are David Axelrod and Valerie Jarrett, who helped him turn the U.S. into a petri dish of social justice experiments, have been pushing former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick to challenge President Donald Trump in 2020. And it seems like the campaign has already started. A few days ago, Deval Patrick gave his thoughts on what he claims is President Donald Trump's style of governing. He accused President Trump of governing by fear and promoting a dishonest pitch for economic nostalgia, while at the same time encouraging a rise in casual racism and ditching any real commitment to civil rights. What? Now let's look at the ignorant comments spewed by Governor Patrick. This charlatan from Massachusetts claims Trump governs from fear. Yes, most of us are fearful of what taking in unknown refugees of fighting age will mean for our nation. Look at Europe. Next, he says Trump promotes a dishonest economic pitch, so my guess is Patrick is trying to say the middle class needs to resort to food stamps and welfare, not jobs. And no, Deval, Trump does not promote the rise of racism, but your buddy Obama sure did. Lastly, you speak of civil rights? Like the civil rights of conservatives and Tea Party members to not be hunted down by the IRS because they opposed Obama? Governing reports. Former Governor Deval Patrick's administration secretly diverted nearly $27 million in public money to off-budget accounts that paid for a $1.35 million trade junket tab, bloated advertising contracts, and a deal with a federally subsidized tourism venture backed by U.S. Senator Harry Reid, a Herald investigation has found. When does politicians' unethical behavior become a crime? Boston 2024 Olympics group hires former Governor Patrick. The three flavors of corruption. The maneuver to fatten the hidden trust accounts with millions from state quasi-public agencies allowed Patrick to skirt the state legislature and evade state budget cutbacks during the recession, the Herald found. State lawmakers never approved the funding plan, and it's not clear who even knew about it. But it is clear who orchestrated the end around the budget and got state agencies to contribute. The Patrick administration asked us to, said Katie Hauser, spokeswoman for the Massachusetts Convention Center Authority, which kicked in the largest amount to the trusts, $23.5 million. One of the trusts was run by a close Patrick loyalist, Betsy Wall, a former top campaign aide later appointed as the $134,000 head of travel and tourism. The trust dinging taxpayers for Patrick's round-the-world travel was funded by Massport and the MassTech Collaborative, an obscure agency that gets state and federal dollars, including an injection of Obama stimulus money. Those two agencies, along with the MCCA, funneled nearly $27 million to the trust plan. Records show that from 2011 to 2014, Patrick and his traveling entourage rang up a $535,558 hotel tab, $332,193 in airfare, $305,976 for limos and transportation, and $175,000 in other costs. All told, it came to $1.35 million. The total cost of Patrick's overseas trips, including a $225,000 visit to China in 2007, before the trust accounts were created, cost $1,573,949, according to records from the state's Housing and Economic Development Office, which oversaw the accounts. The 10 overseas junkets, including a $364,000 trip to South America, cost far more than the Patrick administration previously disclosed. Patrick started a nonprofit designed to pay for the trade missions in 2010, but after spending only $130,000 in private donations, the effort apparently was scuttled. Records at the Attorney General's office show no spending or donations to the nonprofit after 2011. In an email response, Wall said she had no conversations with Patrick on using the trusts to fund trade missions. The donations from the Convention Center Authority under its then executive director James E. Rooney could raise eyebrows. Patrick approved the MCCA's expansion plans in 2014 after the authority had given the $23.5 million to the Tourism Trust. Governor Charlie Baker has since halted the expansion. That trust run by Wall funneled more than $17 million to the state tourism office's advertising firm, Connolly Partners, in addition to the millions Connolly got through budget appropriations, records show. Wall's trust also provided $223,000 in extra funding to the Boston Symphony Orchestra and $500,000 to Brand USA, a Washington-based public-private partnership launched by Congress and strongly backed by REIT, records show. Brand USA has been criticized for being a haven for Democratic cronies and a benefit for Las Vegas casinos in Reed's home state. In an email response, Wall said the Tourism Trust was designed to ease the pressure on the state budget but declined to say whether legislative leaders were aware of the spending. Other trusts, funded mostly by the quasi-public agency Mass Development, got more than $10 million to help fund operations and other ventures for the Housing and Economic Development and Business Development offices. All told, contributions from the quasi-public agencies to the trusts totaled $37.35 million. Great, just what this nation needs. Another crook. After electing Barry twice, I very much doubt this nation will ever elect a black president again, not because of color, but because people will remember the social mess he left behind. But if you do decide to run, Governor Patrick, run under what you and your party offer this nation, not on lies against President Trump. That didn't work in 2016, and it won't work in 2020. Please share if you will support President Trump in 2020.